Welcome back, party people. I'm going to be trying something new. I have a brutal crystal selection pack. I'm going to make it a brutal trinket pack. And then I'm going to go into fusion. And I'm going to enchant a Tears of the Nile because I think that's one of the most important items to have. So I'm going to use it for a long time. And I want to add a brutal prefix to it. So it gives it a 10% chance to crit. And this is going on Freya right now. So now Freya's trinket has the brutal prefix, which gives it 10% increased chance to crit. I figure I'll be using it for a long time, so it seems like a good spot. I also thought of enchanting the Hera's Sigh to be a 10% chance to crit, but I figure I may eventually replace the Hera's Sigh with something like Aurora's Execution, but the trinket I don't think I'm going to be replacing anytime soon. I did consider saving this for like a rapid enchant, but then I can just pass this Tears of the Nile onto another character, like maybe Chang'e or Loki, when it comes to Endless Corridors. So I figure I'll always be using this, whereas the Hera's Sigh might end up getting updated later, but I don't think the trinket will for a while. That's why I went with the brutal Tears of the Nile. Okay, so I recently put the brutal enchant on my Tears of the Nile, giving it 10% crit. And now I'm looking to use the other part of fusion, the first part, where you take your existing piece of gear and then you enchant it again. So I have a brutal Aegis of Zeus, which I'm not using, and I'm going to combine the prefixes so that the crit chance on my Tears of the Nile is going to go to 20%. It's going to double. And what I don't know is what's going to happen to the Aegis of Zeus. Is it going to get melted? Is it just going to lose the enchant, or will I still have the level 20 Aegis of Zeus? So let's find out. Okay. I can't read, that message is cut off, but okay. I assume this means I'm gonna melt the Aegis of Zeus and it'll be gone. Let's find out. Yeah, looks like I get back the materials I put into it. So now I've got a double brutal enchant, so it's 20% crit. Now I believe I also have a brutal, what is it called? Nuada's? Let's see if I can find it. If I go for my Tears of the Nile, it's hard to see on this thing. Please hold. How do I... Fusion. Okay, this is a better view. Here, so Dracula has a brutal Nuada's Silver Hand. And I'm curious if I melt that. What will happen to my Tears of the Nile. So I'm ready to lose this brutal Nuada's Silver Hand, because I do have other ones, right? Thor's Gauntlet. Yeah, I have an evasive Nuada's Silver Hand. So if I lose the brutal one, let's go into fusion, make an extra brutal Tears of the Nile. Wait, why is it not letting me? Oh, you need to have 2 doubly enchanted things to bump the prefix. Because you need to, yeah, so I need a 2 more trinkets that are brutal instead of just 1. I can't increase the crit on the Tears of the Nile from 20 to 30. I need to increase it from 20 to 40. So you essentially have to double. Interesting. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I've got this evasive Chain of the Void for Artemis. Evasive Chain of the Void. I also have 2 evasive Frost Giant Hearts. I have an evasive Winged Sandals that I'm not using. And I have an evasive Nuada's Silver Hand. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt all of that into one super evasive piece of gear for Artemis. Sorry, I'm not the best at multitasking. Taking off all my evasive SSR gear here. So now I've got Artemis's Chain of the Void, and if I combine it with the Winged Sandals, it should go to 20% physical evasion. Okay. And now there should be this. What am I missing? Oh, the Hattori. You have to unequip. I think you have to unequip these gears. So remove that from her, since I don't really use Hattori. Now I've got my Frost Giant Heart that I'm gonna make extra evasive. So now that has 20% chance to dodge. And now I take my Chain of the Void and I can combine it with the Frost Giant Heart, and I will get a lot of materials from the Frost Giant Heart, as well as hopefully a 40% evade for Artemis. So now she's extra Artemisi. %, evade, and that's without my evade gear. Like, my evade gear is currently on Joan, I believe. So Joan has a 107% chance to dodge, and Artemis has a 100% chance to dodge. Mainly from that one enchant that I've combined 4 pieces of gear to. And I need to get some emblems to also increase her dodge. So that should be pretty good for Endless Corridor, especially since those 3 pieces of gear weren't really being used. So that's what you should be doing with your gear. Going through and seeing if there's stuff that you can get rid of. Like, I have a brutal Key of Heaven that's not doing anything right now. I can look at upgrading my weapons potentially. So yeah, that's Fusion, a very... What happened? Why did it... Okay. That's Fusion, something you should consider looking into to combine your enchants and make them better. Okay, good luck, have fun, everybody. I will say one other thing. There is also this there's this third option in the Fusion menu for exchanging enchants. So like, say you want to swap the enchant from one weapon to another weapon. The problem is it requires this Dream Dust, which, as far as I know, there's no way you can obtain it right now. There used to be a pack that you could purchase, but that pack was like limited time and it went away. So until that thing comes back, or maybe if they offer it in the events, that's how you can get that. So you can try that third fusion option of switching enchants. But right now, they haven't given us a regular way to earn this outside of purchasing it from a limited time. So we'll see what happens with that one. But I showed you the first two options here, of fusion and enchant.